WCBI News at 10 starts now.
One man is behind bars tonight after allegedly leading law enforcement on a car chase in Starkville last night. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jory Talley.
And I'm Cash Matlock. Now, Captain Brett Watson says the driver Javante Hendricks has been arrested. He's booked in the Oktibbeha County Jail with felony fleeing of a law enforcement officer and grand larceny. Now, deputies say he and another passenger were inside a reported stolen vehicle when the chase started. Now, deputies attempted to pull over the car, which led to the driver taking off. Now, the chase ended on Stark Road after the car crashed between Dollar General and our car wash business. Investigators say the two then fled on foot into the Dollar General, and that's when Hendricks tried to change clothes before he was taken into custody. Now, Watson says the other passenger has been released. This is an ongoing investigation.
The Mississippi Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that killed a pedestrian. Lee County Coroner Carolyn Green says the victim's name isn't known at this time. She says the body has been sent to the crime lab in Pearl to assist with identification. Troop F Public Affairs Officer Corporal Jason Rowe says it happened last night on the northbound side of Highway 45, just south of Brewer Road. He says one car was stopped and investigators are still working to see if there were other cars involved.
Well, the second Noxubee County Jail escapee is in custody tonight. Sheriff Terry Grassery says Tremarcus Webb is back behind bars after being on the run for 2 weeks. Now, Webb turned himself in on Friday night. Webb and Jamie Welch both escaped from the jail 2 Sundays ago, by going through the ceiling and walking out of the front door. Welch turned himself in last Saturday. Well, it's time now for our first look at our weather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Cash, we've got some fog that is popping up out there in Vernon Skycam here. You see some of that dense fog filling on in. Still some patchy fog across other areas in our region. The reason for that, temperatures at 51, dew point is at 50, so the air is saturated, and with the calm wind, a perfect recipe to help see some of that fog. We already have a dense fog advisory for our West Alabama counties. Much like last night, I think we maybe could see that dense fog advisory expanded elsewhere. Through the night, then, we also will have to watch for a few showers off to our south and to our west in North Louisiana. Those will slowly move into our direction. We'll mainly think about the fog, but the isolated shower is possible as we go through the overnight hours. Temperatures falling into the low to mid 50s. Coming up, we'll have more on the full forecast, including the warm weather and how long it lasts.
Well, it seemed like the entire country was gearing up for tonight's big game. However, that may not have been the case in New Orleans, and it may not be the case in Starkville as well. In fact, one local business protested.
We're basically boycotting the NFL today. We're showing Super Bowl 44 and highlights when the Saints won the Super Bowl, which would probably happen if they went to the Super Bowl today.
Local Saints fans in Starkville are still grieving the no-call decision that cost them their spot in the big game.
It was a tragedy. It was the worst no call in football history.
Does he even have a flag? Is he missing a flag? Does he need to borrow a flag?
We were actually there in the Superdome, and it was crazy because it was like the air just got let out of the Superdome, and everybody was just in complete shock and awe.
I don't care about the Super Bowl this year. Could care less about seeing the Patriots win another one. Don't care about seeing the Rams play because my Saints should be there. Ben 612 is a local restaurant and bar located in Starkville's Cotton District. They decided to throw a New Orleans-themed party, complete with Cajun-style food.
Jambalaya and oysters and some oyster bisque and different things.
Music.
I've got some Fats Domino, some Harry Connick Jr., a lot of those New Orleans pianist players. I'm bringing up some of their music to rock out tonight.
And, of course, the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, no, the Super Bowl is not allowed here. The only the Saints from when they won is what we will be watching.
In fact, the party has many patrons feeling a little overly optimistic, almost as if they've stepped back in time.
And who do you hope wins tonight?
Well, I really hope the Saints pull it out.
I can't believe the commissioner stepped in like that and reversed the call, and we're Saints are playing for the Super Bowl today. We're going to win.
And it seems like many in attendance are perfectly fine with the wishful thinking.
I think it's pretty cool. It made me laugh when I heard they were doing it, but it's cool. It's bringing a lot of people together, Saints fans alike, just to hang out and relive the glory days, right?
I got to go watch the game, got to watch Drew's first touchdown.
Well, as you all know by now, the Patriots did take home that win tonight. Owners of Ben 612 say tonight wasn't a serious protest. Their main goal was to just have fun and show support for their favorite team.
Protest at a prison in Brooklyn continues tonight. The protests come after prisoners demand for heat in their building. Here's the very latest from Brooklyn.
This is my son! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! Desmond! Are you good?
Yvonne Murchison was desperate to help her son.
She just seen her son yelling on his window, and he's not good, and he's not well.
But her push to get answers quickly turned violent as tensions hit a breaking point.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Get out!
Pix 11 was caught in the chaos as officers pepper sprayed protesters and pushed people outside. Inside, inmates have been without power or any means of communication for a week since an electrical fire sparked last Sunday. Elected officials again toured the facility today and say conditions are getting better, but some still have intermittent hot water and others aren't receiving necessary medical attention.
There's a lack of urgency, which is a major issue since individuals are in the dark.
Do you have heat?
Do you have blankets? Inmates shouted down to us that they haven't showered or gotten clean clothes. Parts of the jail are still on lockdown since Thursday. As for the lack of heat, officials say it was likely a problem prior to the fire. The darkness may have simply shed light on a larger systematic breakdown.
We need a better heating system for this building because even when it's operating properly, it's not sufficient for really cold weather. And that's a problem that's obviously been there as long as the building's been there, but now we're noticing.
It's a sad sight. It's a sad sight.
Coming up after the break, stay with us for this week's Mom to Mom. We're talking lunches. Stay with us.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Jory Talley.
Well, Jory, I don't know about you, but lunchtime is my favorite time.
I also like lunch. And packing lunches for your little ones to eat at school can be a challenge sometimes. So here's this week's Mom to Mom with some tips.
Today on Mom to Mom, we're talking about packing your child's lunch. Packing a kid's lunch seems like it would be a really easy task, but when I started packing my kid's lunch, I found myself standing in the pantry not knowing where to start. So I had to develop a plan. I organized a checklist and I divided it into 5 different categories. The first is the main course, and that consists of anything from a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a quesadilla, or what my kids love the most is a pizza wrap. And you just want to make sure that you have the protein portion of that because that'll keep your kids alert more and ready to learn. Next up, you've got your fruit and your vegetables. I'll do fruit one day and then I'll do a veggie. So that could be strawberries, apples, bananas, carrot sticks, celery sticks, anything that your kid loves, put it in there. Next up, we have our snacks. And I try to choose something that's more healthy in the snack categories. I go for either popcorn or pretzels. You could do the frozen Go-Gurt or your good old cheese sticks. And kids are always going to want treats, so I try to stick with, I've got the Teddy Grahams, Rice Krispie treats, but giving them a little bit of sugar at the end of the meal is okay. And last but not least, you can't forget about the drinks. So I like to choose something that doesn't necessarily have to be refrigerated for a long time. You need to do a water bottle or a Capri Sun or some type of fruit drink that they love. I'd love to hear what you moms are doing out there packing your kids' lunches, so connect with me on the Mom to Mom Facebook page. See y'all next week.
Mom to Mom is brought to you by Mom to Be on Wilkins Wise Road in Columbus.
We've got some warm temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s coming for on Monday. If you think this looks nice, some mid to upper 70s in the forecast later on this week, followed by a sharp cold front. I've got the details on all of that coming up after the break.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
We are seeing just a little bit of patchy fog out there on our Alpha Insurance Skycam network. Really in Vernon, the Skycam picking it up well on Durham's Pharmacy, but still some patchy fog elsewhere across the area. We've also got some clouds moving on in and the chance for some showers. Some of the showers right now are off to our south and to our west from Baton Rouge up towards Alexandria and Shreveport, Louisiana. Those will be moving our way overnight tonight. We may add some of those showers to our area by morning. Temperatures across the area are in the upper 40s and low 50s. We've got 54 in Columbus, 54 in Macon. Starkville also at 54. It's 55 in Calhoun City. Tupelo still at 56. As we look here at the dew points, now the dew points are in the low to mid 50s, so we don't have much farther to go with the temperatures, but that means the air is almost saturated, and so we're seeing some of that dense fog pop up with that calm winds across our area, and that's why our West Alabama counties have a dense fog advisory through the morning hours. Still though, area-wide, if you run into patchy fog overnight tonight into the rush hour on Monday morning, just take it slow, use your headlights, and make sure you are aware of what's going on around you. Here's those temperatures through the evening here. We don't have much further down to go. Really, I think those low 50s is where we end up with that fog, likely forming area-wide by 4 a.m. We also have to talk about a few showers here. Notice some light showers are popping in by 3 a.m. along the I-55 corridor. They'll continue across the area through the morning hours. Don't be surprised if you wake up and your car's got a little water on it, but I think by the time we get to the mid-morning hours, that'll push off to the east. Lows tonight, 53 in Columbus, 54 in Starkville, West Point at 52. I've got 56 in Calhoun City and Eupora at 54. Once these showers roll off through in the morning hours, then we're looking at a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy sky during the day on Monday. Still, though, those temperatures will be warm, and we'll get some sunshine in there as things are said and done. But I'm going to keep the chance for showers throughout the entire day. I think most of the rain seems to be in the morning hours, but won't rule out a few showers popping up in some of those clouds into the afternoon and the evening, as we see the upper 60s, even a few 70s on the board Monday afternoon. 70 will be the high in Macon, 68 in Louisville, Ackerman also at 68. It'll be 70 in Kosciuszko. As we head to West Alabama, 68 in Vernon, and in Solent Reform, hey, 69 right there, 70 in Aliceville, and more of those upper 60s, even a few 70s up towards Tupelo. It's 68 on Monday in Tupelo, 69 in Houston, 70 in Calhoun City and in Bruce. Now, if you like this spring weather, we will have plenty of it for the next few days. It gets even warmer here. We're talking mid to upper 70s on Thursday. There's the chance that we may see an 80 on the board in our region. But a cold front comes on through likely Thursday night into Friday morning. That drops our temperatures down into the 50s as we head into the weekend. Ahead of that cold front, there's just a few small disturbances that bring those chances for showers and a few storms. The better chances look to come with our system moving on in Thursday into Friday. A lot of rain up to our north and to our west. That will eventually slide its way through. As it does so, we would see up to an inch in some spots in our area. That heaviest rain, though, is off to our north and our west. Over the next few days, some spring-like weather. We trade off the warm weather for some showers and a few thunderstorms. Nothing significant is expected. Once that front rolls on through, a few showers left on Friday. We're cool into the weekend.
Well, the big game isn't the only game today. The Bulldog women look for another win in Tuscaloosa. Those highlights are coming up next in sports.
CBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Well, the 6th-ranked Bulldogs remain as the only undefeated team in the SEC. That wasn't about to change just because they were headed to Tuscaloosa. Tierra McCowan and company looking for another SEC win in T-Town. It'd be tied up at 2. Jordan Danbury to Andra Espinoza-Hunter on the wing. The wide-open look to knock down the 3. MSU leading 5-2. The Crimson Tide with a quick answer back. Megan Abrams with the mid-range jumper. Bama trails by just 1 point. A little bit later, Danbury out quick in transition, drives the lane, and gets the shot to go. The Bulldogs with an 8-point lead early in the game. Alabama trying to close the gap. Jasmine Walker for 3. From the corner is going to be good in the score. MSU leads 23-18. Late in the second, Espinoza-Hunter going for the corner 3 of her own. She gets it, drains the shot. MSU with an 11-point lead now. And just under a minute to go in the half, Tierra McCowan, she's going to get the point in the paint for 2 more. The Bulldogs would lead 39-27 at the break, and they'd come out of it still ready to go. After a scoring drought, Jasmine Holmes with the layup to score the first points of the second half. And the rest would belong to the Dogs. Onreal Howard drives inside for the 2-point look and score. And then McCowan with the 2-point lay-in to make it 60-39. The Bulldogs dominate in yet another game. 65-49 is going to be the final against the Crimson Tide. Howard with 24 points in the game, and McCowan snacks her 18th double-double of the season with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Up next, the Bulldogs play Tennessee on Thursday. The Rebels trying to snap a losing streak, hosting 20th-ranked Texas A&M. Welcome to the Chandrika Sessom Show. She gets it going for the Rebs with a corner 3. The Rebels lead 3-2 early. Sessom gets back at it, knocks down another 3. Be her second of the game early in the first quarter. Ole Miss trails by 1. Sierra Johnson gets the mid-range J to extend the A&M lead to 11. But Ole Miss keeps on fighting. LaKara Salter knocks it down from downtown. The 3-point basket, and the Rebels back with the lead. Now to the second quarter. Sessom from beyond the arc was unstoppable. Some examples there. Nothing but net for Sessom. It'd be her third three of the afternoon. The Aggies say not so fast. Kennedy Carter getting the shot to go to bring them within one. But the lead would go back to the Rebels on offense. The feed inside from Salter to Sessom to Celia Muhate. And Sessom yet again a deep shot to go in to make it 27-24 for the Rebels. And then Kayleen Martin, she's going to get an Aggie shot to fall down. And then right before the half, Sessom has to act fast, but she does, gets the shot right at the buzzer. The Rebs would lead at halftime, but they can't hang on. The Aggies win 72-60. Number 20, Texas A&M leaves victorious. Sessom was 5 of 7 from downtown in the game. Next up, Ole Miss plays at South Carolina on Thursday. Well, I know the big game just finished up, but there was another big game today, the 15th annual Puppy Bowl, a battle of the cutest and tiniest bunches of man's best friend. Clearly a lot of action going on the field as they're running around trying to get TDs. It was Team Fluff facing off against Team Rough, but Team Rough wasn't so rough. The final score of this fierce contest was Team Rough topping Team Fluff 59-51. If I'm being honest, I think everyone watching that won, including all the puppies and everybody watching, because it was so gosh darn cute. Well, we'll get to the big game. The LA Rams and the New England Patriots facing off in that big football game we wait all season long for. I have highlights coming up next in sports. Stick with us. The big game, Tom Brady and the Patriots taking out Jared Goff and the Rams in Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta, Georgia. A whole lot of defense happening in this game early. Brady, to start things off, he's going to get picked off on his first pass attempt by Corey Littleton. Right there, you can see the ball going right into Littleton's hands. A nice play by the Rams to start it off today. And then later in the first quarter, Steven Gostkowski hooks his kick left, ends up missing the 46-yard field goal. Wouldn't end up hurting the Pats too much. Still in the first, Brady unable to find anyone open down the stretch. John Franklin Myers on the attack, takes him down for the sack. It'd be the first time Brady has been sacked in 100 pass attempts during the postseason. Second quarter, Brady this time able to find someone. It's Julian Edelman who snags the 21-yard reception before going out of bounds. There would still be no score on the board just yet, but just you wait, it's coming up very soon. Steven Gostkowski drilling the 42-yard field goal attempt, and this time, ladies and gentlemen, it would be good. New England goes up 3-0 on the board over Los Angeles. The second quarter, still Pats with the lead. Goff escapes the initial pressure, and then Kyle Van Noy ready to take him down for the sack. A great play. Defense, like I said, ladies and gents, was showing up all early game long, closing out the first half. New England going for it on 4th and 1. Brady throws it, but it's incomplete to Gronkowski. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Let's get to some second half action now. The Rams on 3rd and 7. Goff going to send it to Robert Woods Jr. A complete pass for what would be a critical first down play right there by the Rams. Excited about that one, but don't get too excited. The next play, Donta Hightower going to sack Goff right there. It would bring up 4th down, and the Rams would have to kick a field goal by Greg Zerlin. He's able to get it through the uprights to tie the big game up at 3. Let's jump to the 4th quarter. Tom Brady hits Gronkowski right near the goal line. A great pass, a great play, and it would set up this great shot, which of course is going to be a TD run. Sony Michel takes the handoff for the 2-yard run up the middle into the end zone for what would be the first and only touchdown of the entire game. And then this next play is pretty much what would seal the deal. Jared Goff sends the ball, but it's going to get picked off by Gilmore right inside the 5. The New England Patriots win Super Bowl 53 by defeating the LA Rams 13-3 in Atlanta, Georgia. Quarterback Tom Brady wins his 6th Super Bowl, the most of any player in NFL history, and the Patriots earn their 6th Lombardi trophy, tying with the Steelers for the most Super Bowl wins. That's it for sports. Your last look is coming up after the break. Stick with us.
We're expecting some dense fog out there tonight into the morning hours. Some showers also possible during the start of Monday. Won't rule some showers out into Monday afternoon, but it looks wet out there through Friday. The good news, though, is there is some dry time in there, so we'll be able to enjoy those 70s.
I'm loving the 70s.
I know, right? Me too.
Y'all have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good week.